Ryan's office revenge.
The safety alarm cut through the morning air like a blade. I checked my watch, 7:43 a.m. The production line had been running for exactly 43 minutes when Tyler Brooks made his first real mistake. From my corner desk, I could see the emergency lights flashing red through the plant floor windows. Workers evacuating, machines shutting down, another $50,000 down the drain. My name is Bob Martinez, and I'm 47 years old. For 22 years, I'd been the operations director at Consolidated Manufacturing, keeping those production lines running smooth as clockwork. Until 3 weeks ago, when they handed my job to a kid who'd been here 6 weeks. The whole thing started 4 months back when Marcus Webb, our CEO, started bringing Tyler to executive meetings. Tyler Brooks, 29 years old, fresh MBA from some fancy school, 6 weeks of consulting experience at a firm that probably never saw a factory floor. Marcus kept talking about digital transformation and operational innovation. I should have seen it coming. The meeting where they axed me was short and brutal. Marcus sat across from me with his practiced corporate smile. Bob, we're restructuring the operations division. Tyler's bringing fresh perspectives that align with our growth strategy. I stared at him. 22 years of keeping this place running. 0 safety incidents on my watch. 15% cost reduction over the last 3 years. Our automotive clients trusted us because we delivered precision parts on time, every time. What exactly needs fresh perspective? I asked. This isn't about performance, Bob. You've done excellent work. We're transitioning you to Senior Operations Consultant. You'll keep your benefits package, Senior Operations Consultant, fancy title for a corner desk and no authority. They'd already moved my nameplate before the meeting even started. Tyler moved into my office that afternoon. 22 years of process documentation, supplier relationships, quality protocols, all handed over to someone who probably couldn't tell the difference between a milling machine and a lathe. He set up his laptop and started rearranging my filing system before I'd even cleared out my coffee mug. The first team meeting was painful to watch. Tyler stood where I used to stand, fumbling through supplier names he'd never heard before. We need to optimize our vendor relationships, he said, consulting his tablet. I've identified inefficiencies in our procurement cycles. Which suppliers are you talking about? Asked Ana Rodriguez, our quality control manager. Tyler scrolled through his notes. Well, all of them, really. We need standardized metrics across the board. I watched Anna's face tighten. She'd been here 8 years, knew every supplier's capabilities and limitations. Hartwell Industries has been our primary steel supplier for 12 years. They've never missed a delivery. That's exactly the problem, Tyler said. Single source dependency creates supply chain vulnerabilities. My watch needed adjusting. I turned the crown slowly, precisely. Anna caught my eye across the room, her expression asking the question we were all thinking. Is this kid serious? That's when my phone buzzed. Text from Jake, my son. Dad, how's the new setup going? Jake was 24, fresh out of mechanical engineering school, working at a competitor across town. He understood manufacturing, understood what it meant when executives started throwing around buzzwords like optimization and efficiency metrics. Adapting, I texted back. 3 days later, Tyler called me into his office, my old office. He'd replaced my industry safety awards with motivational posters about thinking outside the box. I need your help understanding the Hartwell relationship, he said, nervousness creeping into his voice. They're refusing to implement our new quality reporting system. I nodded. Hartwell operates on trust-based partnerships. They've been family-owned for 40 years, but their reporting is inefficient. We need real-time data dashboards. Their steel quality speaks for itself. 0 defect rate over 18 months. Tyler frowned. Quality isn't just about defects. It's about visibility and metrics. I adjusted my watch again. What exactly are you trying to solve? Marcus wants comprehensive supplier scorecards by Friday. Something went wrong with their database integration. There it was. Tyler had tried to force Hartwell's old-school operation into some consulting firm software template. Hartwell's owner, Eddie Santos, was a 60-year-old former machinist who'd built his business on handshake deals and personal relationships. The kind of man who valued consistency over innovation. I can call Eddie, I offered. Smooth things over. Tyler looked relieved. That would be great. Really appreciate the team support. Team support. I made the call from my corner desk, watching Tyler through his glass office walls. Eddie's gravelly voice filled my ear. Bob, what the hell is going on over there? This kid wants me to upload my production schedules to some cloud system. Says it's for supply chain transparency. Growing pains, Eddie. New management wants better data visibility. Better than what? I've delivered every order on spec for 12 years. What more visibility do they need? Let me handle this. Can you hold off on any changes until we sort it out? Eddie snorted. I'm not changing anything, Bob. If they want a different supplier, they can find one. I hung up and walked to Tyler's office. Eddie's agreed to maintain current processes while you develop the new system. Tyler beamed. Excellent. That buys us time to implement the full digital transition. What Tyler didn't understand was that I'd just bought time for something else entirely. Over the next week, I watched him stumble through supplier meetings, quality reviews, and production planning sessions. Each mistake carefully documented in my notebook. Each failure creating stress fractures in relationships that had taken years to build. The breaking point came during the quarterly review with our biggest client, Automotive Solutions Group. They represented 40% of our revenue, precision engine components that required absolute reliability. Tyler had prepared a flashy presentation about next-generation manufacturing protocols. I sat in the back corner as Tyler clicked through slides full of buzzwords and efficiency projections. ASG's procurement director, Rita Valdez, listened with growing confusion. Your new quality metrics look impressive, Rita said carefully. But I noticed delivery times have increased 20% this quarter. Tyler fumbled with his notes. We're implementing process improvements that will optimize long-term efficiency. Long-term is fine, but we have production schedules to meet now. Bob Rita turned to me. What's your take on these delivery delays? Tyler's head snapped toward me. The room went quiet. I adjusted my watch, feeling the familiar weight of responsibility. The delays stem from supplier communication gaps during our system transition. I said carefully, nothing that can't be resolved with proper coordination. Rita nodded. Good, we need Bob directly involved in our account management going forward. After the meeting, Tyler cornered me in the hallway. You undermined me in there. I answered her question honestly. You made me look incompetent. I met his eyes steadily. I'm not responsible for how you look, Tyler. I'm responsible for keeping our clients satisfied. That night at home, I sat in my kitchen with a beer and my laptop. My wife had left me 5 years ago, tired of competing with factory schedules and late-night emergency calls. Now it was just me in a house too big for one person, with a son who'd followed my footsteps into manufacturing. Jake called around 9 p.m. Dad, I heard ASG is looking for a new supplier for their transmission components. Big contract. Where'd you hear that? Engineering Network. Word is they're not happy with their current provider's reliability. I leaned back in my chair. Interesting timing. You thinking what I think you're thinking? Just gathering information. Jake laughed. Right. Well, if you need a good mechanical engineer for any hypothetical future ventures, I know a guy. 2 weeks later, the inevitable crisis hit. Tyler had optimized our steel inventory levels based on his software projections, cutting our safety stock by 60%. When Hartwell had a minor equipment breakdown, the kind of thing that happens in manufacturing, we didn't have buffer materials. The production line shut down for 3 days. ASG missed their delivery deadline. Marcus showed up on the plant floor for the first time in months, his face red with panic. Where's Bob? He demanded. Tyler tried to explain his inventory optimization model, but Marcus cut him off. I don't care about your models. I care about getting this line running. They found me at my corner desk, reviewing supplier backup options I'd quietly developed over the past month. Marcus's desperation was visible from across the room. Bob, we need your help. How fast can you get us back online? I closed my laptop slowly. Depends on what Tyler authorizes. This is his operation now. Marcus's jaw tightened. Whatever you need. Full authority. By working my relationships with 3 backup suppliers, we had the line running in 18 hours. Tyler watched from the sidelines as I coordinated the emergency response, his expensive MBA suddenly worth less than my phone full of supplier contacts. The plant floor hummed back to life at 6:15 a.m. on Thursday. Workers filing back to their stations, machinery cycling up to speed, the familiar rhythm of production resuming. I stood at the observation window, watching the first batch of transmission housings move down the line. Anna Rodriguez joined me, clipboard in hand. That was impressive coordination, Bob. 3 suppliers working overtime to get us the materials. 22 years of relationship building, I said, adjusting my watch. Can't download that from the internet? Tyler's been asking questions about your backup supplier network, wants documentation of all your contacts. I nodded slowly. I'm sure he does. You going to give it to him? What's documented is already in the system. The rest comes with experience. Anna studied my face. You're planning something, aren't you? I'm adapting to my new role, right? She smiled slightly. Well, when this ship starts taking on water again, I hope you've saved some lifeboats. Marcus called an emergency leadership meeting that afternoon. Tyler sat at the conference table looking like he'd been through a blender. Dark circles under his eyes, his usually perfect appearance disheveled from 72 hours of crisis management. The ASG situation is contained, Marcus announced. But we can't afford another supply chain failure like this. It was a statistical anomaly, Tyler protested. Our predictive models couldn't account for simultaneous equipment failures across multiple vendors. Our models didn't account for reality, I said quietly. The room turned toward me. Marcus leaned forward. Explain manufacturing isn't a spreadsheet. Equipment breaks, people get sick, weather delays deliveries. You plan for the unexpected by maintaining relationships and safety margins. Tyler's face flushed. Safety margins are inefficient. They tie up working capital. So does shutting down production for 3 days. Marcus rubbed his temples. What's your recommendation, Bob? Return to proven inventory levels and strengthen supplier relationships, I said. Manufacturing is about consistency, not optimization algorithms. Tyler shifted uncomfortably. That's exactly the kind of outdated thinking we need to move past. Outdated thinking kept our safety record clean for 22 years, I replied. How's your safety record looking? Marcus held up a hand. We'll discuss inventory protocols later. Right now, I need both of you focused on preventing future disruptions. The next Monday, Marcus called me into his office. Tyler sat in the corner chair looking defeated. Bob, the board wants to discuss your role here. The crisis response last week showed your value to this organization. We'd like to reinstate you as operations director. Tyler added quietly. I let the silence stretch. My watch needed adjusting again, a precision movement that had kept perfect time for 15 years. I appreciate the offer, I said finally. But I'm afraid I have to decline. Both men stared at me like I'd spoken a foreign language. Decline? Marcus repeated. I've been doing some thinking during my time as a consultant about what I want for the next phase of my career. Bob, everything can go back to how it was. Not quite everything. I pulled a folder from my briefcase. This is my formal resignation, effective in 2 weeks. Marcus went pale. You can't be serious. After everything we've invested in you, after everything I've invested in you, I corrected. 22 years of keeping this place running. But the last month has been enlightening. Tyler found his voice. This is about me, isn't it? You never gave me a fair chance. I turned to him. You had every chance I did. The difference is I spent 22 years learning this business from the ground up. You spent 6 weeks reading consulting reports. Where are you going? Marcus demanded. I'm starting my own operations consulting firm, specializing in manufacturing efficiency and supplier relationship management. Marcus's face went through several expressions before settling on anger. You can't compete with us. Your contract has non-compete clauses, which apply to direct manufacturing competition. My firm provides consulting services to companies looking to optimize their operations. I smiled slightly. My lawyer checked. It's perfectly legal. Our clients won't follow you, Tyler said, but his voice lacked conviction. We'll see. I stood to leave. Oh, and Tyler, you should know that Anna Rodriguez and 3 other team members will be submitting their resignations this week. They've accepted positions with my new firm. 2 days later, I was cleaning out my corner desk when Eddie Santos called. Bob, heard through the grapevine you're starting your own shop. Any chance you'd be interested in a retainer contract with Hartwell? What kind of work? Quality consulting. Help us set up systems that satisfy these corporate types without losing our family business approach. I'd be interested in discussing that. Good. Because I've got 3 other suppliers asking the same question. Word's getting around that you know how to bridge the gap between old school manufacturing and new school requirements. That evening, Jake stopped by the house with takeout Chinese food and a bottle of beer. So Dad heard you're going into business for yourself. Word travels fast. Anna called me, said you poached half the quality team. He grinned. She also said Tyler's been scrambling to find replacement suppliers since Eddie Santos told him to take his cloud system and shove it. I opened my beer. Eddie's a traditionalist, and you're a bridge builder, smart positioning. Jake leaned back in his chair. So about that job offer for a good mechanical engineer. I might have some opportunities developing, because I've been thinking, manufacturing consulting is about to get a lot more important. All these companies trying to modernize without losing their operational knowledge. And you think there's a market for that? I think there's a massive market for that, especially with someone who has your reputation and relationships. 6 months later, I was sitting in my new office, watching Jake review engineering specs at the conference table. Martinez Operations Consulting occupied the 3rd floor of a converted warehouse, with windows overlooking the industrial district where I'd spent most of my career. The space hummed with quiet efficiency. Ana Rodriguez managed our quality systems division. 2 other former Consolidated employees handled supplier relationship management. Jake led our engineering analysis team. We'd grown to 12 employees, all experienced manufacturing professionals who understood that relationships and reliability mattered more than flashy presentations. My phone rang. Rita Valdez from ASG. Bob, we've got a situation with Consolidated. Quality issues on the transmission housing project. Can your team handle an emergency consulting contract? Let me check our capacity, I said, though I already knew we could handle it. We specialize in rapid turnaround situations. Jake looked up from his blueprints, smiling. Dad, that's the 4th call this week. Word gets around in manufacturing. Good work speaks for itself. Anna walked in with the quarterly reports. Bob, we're at 140% of projected revenue. Hartwell Industries just signed a 2-year consulting contract. I nodded, adjusting my watch. Eddie Santos values relationships over software systems. Speaking of which, Anna smiled. Marcus Webb called again, 3rd time this month. Still offering that board position, among other things. He sounds desperate. Through my office window, I could see Consolidated's main building in the distance. Tyler was probably in my old office right now, trying to figure out how to handle the latest crisis with the team that had lost half its experienced personnel. My watch showed 3:47 p.m. Precision timing, just like the business I'd built. The irony wasn't lost on me. I was more valuable to the manufacturing industry now than I'd ever been as an employee. The difference was simple. Now I was building something based on what I knew worked: relationships, experience, and proven results. Not algorithms, not optimization theories, not digital transformation buzzwords. Manufacturing was about making things work. And after 22 years, I'd learned that people make the difference between efficiency metrics on a spreadsheet and actual production running smoothly on a factory floor. Jake laughed from across the room. Maybe you should put him out of his misery, no need. He's learning the same lesson Tyler learned. You can't replace experience with enthusiasm. You can't substitute relationships with software. And you definitely can't run a manufacturing operation without understanding how things actually work. My phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. Mr. Martinez, this is Tyler Brooks. I wanted to reach out about a potential opportunity to learn from your experience. I showed the message to Jake, who shook his head in amazement. You going to respond? I deleted the message and put my phone away. Some lessons you have to learn the hard way. The next morning brought news that made everything complete. Anna burst into my office with a newspaper folded to the business section. Bob, you need to see this. The headline read, Consolidated Manufacturing loses major automotive contract. The article detailed ASG's decision to move their transmission housing production to a more reliable supplier. The contract was worth $12 million annually. Says here they cited ongoing quality and delivery concerns. Anna read. Marcus Webb declined to comment, but sources indicate the company is restructuring its operations division again. Through my window, I could see workers leaving the Consolidated building for their lunch break. Fewer of them now than 6 months ago. Word in the industry was they'd had to lay off 30% of their production staff after losing the ASG contract. Any regrets? Jake asked, joining us at the window. I adjusted my watch, feeling the smooth precision of its movement. About what? About not trying to save the place. About letting it fall apart. I didn't let anything fall apart. I just stopped holding it together with my bare hands. That's cold, Dad. That's realistic. I spent 22 years building something solid. They decided to tear it down and start over with someone who'd never built anything. Natural consequences. Anna nodded. The safety record speaks for itself. 3 incidents in the 6 months since you left. OSHA's been sniffing around that afternoon. I had lunch with Eddie Santos at a diner near his plant. He looked older, more tired than I remembered, Bob. I wanted to thank you again for steering us clear of that consolidated mess. Your advice about keeping our core processes intact while adding just enough digital reporting to keep the corporate types happy, that saved us. Common sense, Eddie. You don't fix what isn't broken. Tell that to half the suppliers in this district. They're all scrambling to implement systems they don't understand because some consultant told them they had to modernize or die. And how's that working out for them? Eddie snorted. 3 went out of business. 2 more are hanging on by a thread. Turns out manufacturing isn't like software. You can't just update your way to success. He leaned back in the booth, which brings me to why I wanted to see you. I've got 5 other family-owned suppliers asking about your consulting services. They want someone who understands that relationships matter more than algorithms. I'd be interested in hearing about their needs. Good. Because there's going to be a lot more work like this. All these companies that bought into the digital transformation hype are realizing they threw away 40 years of operational knowledge to chase the latest management fad. That evening, I sat in my home office reviewing proposals for 3 new consulting contracts. My house didn't feel too big anymore. Jake stopped by most evenings after work, and on weekends we'd work together on project specifications or client presentations. The divorce had been painful, but it taught me something important about what really mattered. My ex-wife used to complain that I loved the factory more than my family. She was wrong. I loved building things that lasted, solving problems that mattered, creating value through competence and reliability. The factory was just where I happened to do that work. Now I was doing the same work, just on my own terms, helping other manufacturers avoid the mistakes that had nearly destroyed Consolidated, teaching young engineers that Excel spreadsheets couldn't replace plant floor experience, showing family-owned businesses how to adapt without losing their souls. My watch chimed 6 p.m., time to head home. As I gathered my papers, I noticed a news alert on my phone, Consolidated manufacturing files for Chapter 11 reorganization. I wasn't surprised. A manufacturing company can't survive when it prioritizes image over operations, theory over practice, algorithms over relationships. Marcus had bet everything on the idea that youth and technology could replace experience and competence. He'd been wrong. Jake called as I was driving home. Dad, did you see the news about Consolidated? Just saw it. Feel vindicated. I thought about that question as I pulled into my driveway. Vindicated wasn't the right word. What I felt was confirmation that the principles I'd spent 22 years learning still mattered. That manufacturing was still about making things work, not making presentations about making things work. No, I said finally, I feel like I made the right choice. Building something better instead of watching something good get destroyed. Exactly. At 47, I'd learned something that took some people their entire careers to understand. Your value isn't determined by what title someone gives you or what corner they put your desk in. Your value comes from what you can actually do, who trusts you to do it, and whether you can deliver results that matter. Tyler Brooks had learned that lesson too, the hard way. So had Marcus Webb. And now the entire manufacturing district knew the difference between theoretical knowledge and practical experience. The best revenge isn't getting even. It's proving that what they threw away was worth keeping. If you've stayed with this story to the end, thank you for listening. Sometimes the greatest victory isn't returning to what you had. It's building something better from what you learned. If you've ever been told your experience doesn't matter, that fresh thinking trumps proven methods, or that you need to adapt or become obsolete, you know what I'm talking about. Drop a comment if you've had to prove your worth after someone decided you were outdated. Your experience built industries, and it still matters today.